So it is a saying that Indian is born in debt and dies in debt. For independence, there was a lot of, obviously there was no, I mean, we didn't have much of a policy control. The amount of debt that we had was not very large. In 1950, for example, at that current prices, 2,523 crore was the debt, which constituted somewhere about 18.5% of GDP. That was in 1950. What is it today? It's about 1,300, I'm sorry, 136 lakh crore, which constitute almost 90% of GDP. That means the amount of almost whatever is our per capita income annual, that is the amount of debt that we are really having. You know, that's the level of debt that we have. And usually, in spite of the fact that you have the Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act and then a lot of effort at controlling the deficits and debt, but this has happened. Generally speaking, because resources, we have not been able to generate much resources from the taxes. There has been generally a 10-year cycle of debt, because whenever the sort of pay revision is done, or whenever the oil prices go up, we get into a bigger problem of large fiscal deficit, and then obviously that accumulates into debt. Now, fiscal deficit is like obesity. That's what Martin Feldstein says. You can see your weight rising on the scale and notice that your clothing size is increasing. But there is no sense of urgency in dealing with the problem. That is so, even though the long-term consequences of this obesity is very, very dangerous. It's overweight is one thing. And thereafterwards, what you will have is you can have a sudden heart attack, or you can have a perennial or chronic conditions like diabetes. But still, we don't really realize that we have a problem. And that is, that is an analogy given by Martin Feldstein. So we do need to, and then we go on, paying interest on the accumulated debt, which prevents us from spending on actually important areas. So having 191% of GDP is a very, very dangerous thing, and then we need to get back into the normal, get back into that. And the 15th Finance Commission had said that we should get back to somewhere about 60%, but even before the ink was dry, the pandemic took over, and then that was not possible.